Welcome to our next nonprofit spotlight. Today we are with our friend Lynn Pischke, who is the Chief Operating Officer of Riley's Army. Riley's Army's been here for around 11 years. Lynn's been involved how long?
About 3 years.
Tell us what Riley's Army, why do they exist?
They exist because unfortunately kids in all parts of the country, but our part of the country as well, get cancer too. And that when that happens, the entire family's affected. It often means that they lose one parent's income because one parent will want to be at the hospital or with the child who's ill. And so they have a lot of financial crises that happen in addition to the emotional crisis that's going on with them getting better.
What's your mission? How do you go after that reality?
We're the only nonprofit in our market that provides support specifically for pediatric cancer patients. So we're unique in that way. We've been around about 11 years. We're excited that we just have interest to build a new chapter in the Triangle. So there will be a second Riley's Army in a different market, which is amazing for us because that's been kind of something that we've envisioned our mission to include for years. So we're really happy about that.
What kind of services do you provide for these families?
We have annual grants that are set aside for the families. We raise money each year and we keep money in an account, and they will pay for them to go to Camp Rainbow every year, which is camp specifically for kids with cancer and chronic illnesses. We help with rent, utilities, food, gas card. This is our food pantry. We are really proud of this. We have a fantastic partnership with an organization called No Thanks Needed. They have connections with food companies, especially non-perishable food companies, and they keep our pantry stocked. We're a little low right now, but we're expecting to be refilled this week. Our families, when they come to Greenville for treatment, or if they live locally, they can come here up to once a week, take whatever they need. No questions asked, it's available to them. If they have any special dietary restrictions, we take that into account. For fresh produce, we provide food line cards. And often when they're coming in from a ways away, we give them gas cards as well. These are all donations from our community. They're from churches, they're from Girl Scout groups, they're from, whoever has it in their heart to provide support to these families.
Yeah.
So we have everything stored here. We make sure everything is cleaned and sanitized before any family gets it. Part of Riley's Army, what they do is, you see the little blue suitcases out in the hallway? When a patient is newly diagnosed, that's their hospital suitcase when they're a Riley's Army family. And so we will fill it with things that are age appropriate for that child and bring it to them. It's kind of like a welcome gift from us. Part of what we do is deliver meals to the hospital from local restaurants who will donate meals. So I can call them and say, I have 15 adult and 7 kids meals. We have a volunteer that picks up the food from the restaurant or the restaurant delivers, and we take them to the patient's rooms, whoever has ordered it. It gives them a break from hospital food. It's just a nice, and when we surveyed the parents, they said that that was the #1 thing that they loved about the support from Riley's Army. Not just the meal that wasn't a hospital meal, but the volunteer who could just come in and talk to them and offer some support and see how they're doing. When we're not in the middle of a COVID crisis and we have freedom to go visit our families, we spend time with them in the hospital. We provide respite care. If mom or dad needs a break and they don't want to leave their child alone, we have ourselves, staff members, or volunteers who have completed the hospital volunteer program who will go and sit with the child and play Connect 4 or cards or color with them or whatever. So mom and dad can go home and take a shower, take a break, spend some time out of the hospital.
How many families do you serve typically?
We have around 30 families a year that we're taking care of.
Okay.
And we lose 7 to 8 patients a year. So to give you an idea, that's about a third, which is, horrible. So we try to make things as easy as possible for the families. If they need extra support for funeral expenses, we also provide that.
Wow. What does this cost the families?
It doesn't cost the families anything.
I thought you'd say that.
Yeah, it doesn't cost the families anything. We are all about providing whatever support they need. Once the support that they receive from Riley's Army ends, and sometimes it does, most of the time it does not, but sometimes it does, we have other organizations that can help pick up the slack for those families. So once you're a Riley's Army family, you're always one.
Wow. Meeting the needs of families in crisis is what you're all about.
Absolutely.
That's terrific. So
absolutely.
You mentioned a few ways people can be involved, but you want to say again, how can folks get involved with what you're doing?
Well, Riley's Army is a faith-based organization. So the greatest thing you can do for us is pray for us, pray for our staff, pray for our physicians, for our social workers, especially for our littles who are in the battle right now, and the moms and dads and families. That's something everyone can do from wherever you happen to be. Just remember our precious families in your prayer. That's the first thing. If you want to see what our current events are going to be and what's coming up that you might want to be involved with, like our virtual 5K that's coming up next week, you can go to rileysarmy.com and register online.
Awesome. Riley's Army, 11 years in running, serving families in really hard times, but coming alongside them in a really powerful way. So thank you, Lynn, for what you're doing.
You're welcome. Thank you.